Today in the crypto space, we see the market nice and green, Bitcoin up approximately 8%, and Ethereum leading the way up approximately 12%. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins are deep in the green. We have some really good gainers today, Near Protocol, Uniswap, Arweave, and many others. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one altcoin, one project that is hesitating and ready for the bounce, and that project is called Joystream. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome on the channel. We talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click that bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here. Bitcoin, getting a nice bounce after yesterday's and the negativity that Bitcoin experienced in the last bit, but definitely reclaiming previous highs for a lot of these altcoins. Ethereum, just to name one, Ethereum right now doing great against Bitcoin, definitely showing strength here for the market, 12% to the upside in the last 24 hours, while Bitcoin is up approximately 7% to the upside, which is still good, but Ethereum is definitely showing a bit of strength. Could this be the beginning of an altcoin season? This is something that we need to keep in mind here, because Ethereum usually is a good indication that we're seeing a bit of a rotation from people taking profits off of Bitcoin, potentially getting into Ethereum, and we see a lot of the other altcoins doing great upon that bounce. And that's one of the indications that we need to understand, that Bitcoin can consolidate here for a little while, and Bitcoin could come down and stay within range, but every time it comes down, the altcoin market will fall a bit. But the question is, what is going to happen when Bitcoin gets its bounce and goes back up to the top of the range? And in order for us to see an altcoin season, we want to see the altcoins bounce even harder and potentially make higher highs and higher lows upon Bitcoin staying within range and bouncing within range. And as you can see right now, Bitcoin did not make its higher high. It's basically in a higher low type of scenario. So it could be that Bitcoin eventually consolidates here. It could be that we make a flag of some sort of distribution or something like that. We're just going to keep an eye on it right now. But my interest is more into following Ethereum. Not necessarily because I'm going to be getting into a fresh long on Ethereum. No, I am looking for altcoin opportunities, projects that have yet to run. Right now, we do have a few left, right? A lot of them have left the station. So this is why we got to be very active in looking and hunting for those opportunities. We have a lot of these. BNB looking good, nice higher high. Lido staked ETH, of course, following Ethereum. We do have Uniswap looking strong, again, following Ethereum's narrative. Chainlink needs to start breaking to higher levels soon, because at the end of the day, it's not looking great with its structure. It's still making lower lows, a lower high, another lower high. Wouldn't be the greatest here. So we want to see a bit of strength. The dog coins taking a bit of a break, but still up drastically in the last little while. So we got to understand that, yes, a little bit of a breather to the downside is definitely fine. But look at big picture. In the last 7 days, a lot of these things are in triple-digit gains. So pretty good there. What else do we have here? ICP kind of going sideways. Toncoin going sideways. And that's about it there. What else? The Near Protocol, guys, really good gainer today. Potentially the man of the match right now. Near Protocol's up approximately 40%, which is great. A nice breakout to the upside. This is the thing here, guys. When you see the projects quiet, not doing much, and you see a lot of market participation in the chart, a lot of volume, a lot of speculation, and so on. What you really want to do is, be patient. Build a position nice and slowly and be patient, because that's where you get the opportunities. That's where you get the benefits. 40% to the upside for Near Protocol. I do like the layer one. It is a great project. project. And of course, we're seeing a lot of these projects wake up and exiting their range. So Near Protocol doing good. Congrats if you got into a long there. Filecoin going sideways, and we have Cosmos waking up here, up 14% for today. BitTensor, no chill, still doing its thing, another 13% to the upside. However, slightly broke above its previous high. That could be a good thing. Higher highs, higher lows. The trend is your friend, and we continue to the upside. OP up 10%. A lot of good gainers today here, guys. HBAR still within range, however, still up 15%. We need to break above the previous high to consider this a continuation, or else we got to be careful because it could be printing a lower high, which could be a confirmation low. I feel like it's going to be looking for higher levels here. HBAR just got started, in my opinion. With regards to price action, it looks pretty good still. Caspa taking a break, guys. Taking a break. Maybe a bit more of an extended break than expected, but it's okay. Yes, it's down 12% in the last 7 days, but look at Caspa, what has been doing in the last little while, guys. We got to be very, very patient here. Caspa will be buying the dips and looking for accumulation levels. As soon as we get those signals, expect a Caspa update here on the channel. Render's a beast again, another 41% to the upside. You know, I'm not worried about Render anymore, guys. Honestly, my positions are packed. I bought in really early on Render. Now it's coming to the point where there's no real need to take profit. Honestly, I'm de-risked already. Let it go. Let it go. I'm going to be looking for bull run tops here on Render, and who knows how much higher this could go. At this point, I don't want to miss out, so just let it be, let it simmer. Majority of my position is still house money, so all good. VeChain, slightly coming down, but still trying to recuperate. I'm hoping VeChain is one of those bottom dwellers that finally get its real big move, like, you know, Near Protocol did, and many others that are trying to do it. Zilliqa did pretty good today, up approximately 20%, so we got to keep in mind that, you know, even Polkadot needs to kind of wake up a little bit. There are some projects that still need to wake up. You know, Theta looking pretty good here. It could be a nice continuation pattern. Big picture, looking for another bounce to the upside. So keep an eye on Theta if that's your thing. Celestia is another one that I'm looking to build a position on. Let it come down. It did run up pretty hard in the last little while. So we got to understand, you know, what goes up sometimes has to come down, particularly if there's volume gaps below. So I'm going to be eyeballing that one and making sure that I get in there. Arweave, guys, you know how I like the decentralized storage play. Arweave got an upgrade. Arweave has been killing it. Arweave is pretty much catching up to Filecoin in the last little while. So seeing it up 40% today is a beast. Good stuff if you're a holder. What else do we got here? A lot of the AI narrative has been running today, but it's not them. There's other projects that are doing great. Phantom is doing great, almost 20% for today. Algorand looks like it's waking up, which is good. We need to make a higher high and get that trend going to build a bit of confidence. Dogwif Hat is definitely still doing good, up 50% for today. Aave is waking up. You can see, guys, there's no sign of weakness just yet. Recall yesterday, and when we had that red day, and I was like, guys, we need to just chill out. And this is exactly the reason why. Because every time we get a dip, we got to wait for confirmations. And sometimes we don't even get confirmations. We make higher highs. And as you can see, this is exactly what's happening, and we're seeing the altcoin market lead the way. Good stuff here, guys. I know you're here to talk about charts. Let's begin looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing pretty good. We're gonna talk about Joystream in a second. But Bitcoin is going sideways. That's exactly what I want. I don't even want higher highs. I don't want nothing but sideways. Here on the daily, that's what we're getting pretty much. The EMAs are facing up. The RSI still in overbought conditions, kind of doing its thing. And ultimately, we got to get into lower time frames to see what kind of pattern we're building on the 4 hour. Let's do that. Let's get in a little bit more detail. If you go on the 4 hour, you can see that we're kind of going sideways here. Yes, we're getting oversold just a bit. It could be that we're just going to get in some sort of distribution. Again, we can pull out wake off and see if this is going to be the distribution or not. We kind of have to keep things in mind as we get to these periods. We could get a bit of a dip here, even a retracement that is a little bit more than expected could happen on Bitcoin. But generally speaking, in the short term, if Bitcoin goes sideways, whatever range it decides to make, we need to kind of identify it nice and early and expect that altcoins will take full advantage of Bitcoin ranging. And that's when we'll see our altcoin bags fly. We haven't had an altcoin season yet. All right, guys, there's nothing much I have to say here. Join me live tonight at 7:30 Eastern. We will talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about Ethereum, we'll take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, and we'll assess the market in general to see where we need to be allocating our capital. So let's jump right into it. Joystream, what's going on with Joy? Price action wise, guys, it is definitely still bottomed out, right? It's still right here. Is this the absolute bottom? Do we have any catalyst ready to go to see Joystream run? Well, let's look at the news, guys, for a second here. Joystream had a great announcement. It's called the Nara. Nara is a Joystream network runtime upgrade, guys. You know, we see a lot of upgrades on various networks, and every time they do get an upgrade, they usually get a nice pop to the upside. Now, fundamentally, this upgrade is awesome. It does add a great feature to the Joystream ecosystem, and that feature primarily is all behind, let me get the right wording for you, the creator token. So basically on March 13th, there's going to be an upgrade that's going to allow creators such as myself, guys, feel free to go check out my channel there on Gleave, which is the project that is built on Joystream, and it's a native project. So that means that it's built by Joystream itself, but the actual Joystream project or ecosystem is basically now giving creators such as myself the ability to create a custom token. So basically, creator tokens are key to financial value capture and community growth primitive unlock with Nara. So what's basically happening here, it allows me to create a token, a BTD crypto token. Now, what that happens is it creates my own little economy happening in there, and that could be really, really good, allowing me to do giveaways. And there are also complementary features for bootstrapping liquidity, raising funds through public sale, and managing access, investing, and all kinds of other options for creators, which gives us a lot more control rather than relying on revenue from other streams, right? We can create our own revenue stream, our own tokenomics, our own options here to get the community involved. Guys, this is bullish. This is a really good bullish thing, and guess what? There's no other project out there that is doing such a thing, right? So this is a really interesting play here. Now, what I would like to see is, because this is built on Substrate, basically a lot of people want to think about it as a Polkadot thing. It is kind of a Polkadot thing, but the reality is it's built on Substrate. So anything that's built on Substrate does have the interoperability capabilities. So this is an interesting concept. I want to read more. I want to know more. So this is really good. Automatic market makers. So they're going to have a Uniswap inspired type of exchange where you're basically able to, swap. Guys, bullish for Joystream. I'm hoping to see more. I want to see this thing in play, and of course I'll give you an update here. Now let's talk about the price action. How could this bullish upgrade affect the price action? Think about what has been happening in the last 24 hours or so. We saw Bitcoin come down. We saw a dip throughout the market, and look what Joystream did. Nothing. It held steady. Why? Because it's at good levels of horizontal support. That is one of the things that I do talk about here on the channel significantly, is that when you get into a position, you want to make sure that you're at the bottom already. Why? Because if there's any negativity, it's likely to hold support, and that's exactly what Joystream did. It showed strength at the current levels, suggesting that this thing may not fall further, which, of course, there's no certainties here, guys. There's no certainties whatsoever in charts, but there is probability. The probability is that look at this volume that we have here on the volume profile. It does suggest that a lot of market participation is getting interested in the zone. Let's exclude this consolidation for a second out of the volume profile so you can see exactly what's happening here, and you can see that the volume profile in fact is very isolated to this area. We're getting a huge amount of volume and market interest in this level, which means, guys, it's very possible that we see a nice bounce to the upside. Now, is this structure done? Could we come down for another low? Could we be producing a head and shoulders formation, an inverse head and shoulders formation, where we come down, maybe get a bit of a lower low, see class A bullish divergence, and so on and so forth? It's very, very possible. The one thing that I want to show is that we were already diverging here on the daily based on this dip right around this level. We came to a complete halt. We got a nice retracement to the upside. So I want a bit of confidence, of course, that we're going to get that pop, but we have a good level of horizontal support, and we have the oversold conditions on the RSI. We have the MACD that is a little bit, not the greatest. I'll be honest. Like, we could get an EMA cross with a couple more histogram bars to the downside, which could cause these histogram bars to come down and respect this trend. Look at these clusters, cluster. It could happen, but But the way that this the histogram bars are forming right now, you can see that it's slowly kind of doing one of these, which leads me to believe, and so is the RSI, which leads me to believe that it could, the EMAs here are doing the same thing. It could basically kind of, you know, get a quick dip and then get back to the bullish control zone. And you can see that we already were in the bearish control zone significantly, which means that the trek to the upside could come down for a bit of retracement and then continue to the upside. I'm trying to be forward thinking here because ultimately this is the time to take a bit of risk. If you're a trader out there, risk management is important. Risk is public enemy number one. And for certain, you're not buying the tops. Look at that. You're not buying the tops. You're buying a nice retracement in a project and with a team that is always updating and always finding ways to improve Joystream and the overall experience on Gleave and projects like Gleave that are going to be built on Joystream. And ultimately, I think that right now, as a small market cap project, it has a lot of room for growth as it reaches its maturity stage. So as we see here, the daily's looking okay. You guys know that I've been focusing on the daily quite a bit lately because ultimately the daily's showing us where the weekly could go. Now there's not much data right here showing, but let's see if this thing loads any. You can see that it is kind of getting oversold. Now we've seen many projects get support in the chop zone here on the 50% mark of the RSI. That is basically what I'm hoping for. And you can see, look at this volume spike, guys. There's no doubt in this level that there's a lot of people participating in these bids. So this is what we got to understand. This could be the biggest horizontal support upon this dip where we could get a reaction eventually. Okay, so this is where you got to be patient. The weekly looking good still, even though the RSI is coming down. I'm hoping that we get a bit of sideways price action in the chop zone so that we can get that bounce. So keep an eye on it. Let's quickly get onto the 4-hour and see what's going on with this diagonal support. You guys know that I don't like diagonals too much, but there is a bit of a trend to the upside. Technically speaking, this trend should break to the downside, even if it's for a bit of a liquidity hunt where we get a double bottom, maybe at a lower low. And if we do get that lower low, we're looking for bullish divergence. Ultimately, though, look at the RSI, though. Look, the RSI is overbought, getting class A bullish divergence on the 4-hour. There's nothing more with regards to confirmation that you really need here to get into a fresh long because of the horizontal support. We got diagonal support, we got class A bullish divergence, we're not buying tops, and we got volume, we got every type of confirmation. We're even getting confirmation lows, higher lows as we speak. We need to get above the 200 daily EMA, and right now let's see where the 200 daily EMA is. Right around here. We got to get these EMAs crossing and get above, and then guys, we're back to previous highs. We can get a fat bounce out of this level. So right now for me, it's about when do I take risk. Right now is not bad because where's your invalidation, guys? Obviously it's at previous lows. We're very close. If we break below, who knows where we're going to go. It's very likely we get down to 1.2 cents. And like I always say, the volume gaps are weak spots. We can come all the way down to about 0.008. But ultimately, guys, this is not a bad time to take a bit of risk. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. Of course, I'm going to be live tonight at 7:30 Eastern talking about crypto news and price action. So if you have any projects you want me to talk about, that's a great time and place to make those requests. Of course, join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.